it or leave it. Going for broke, run till you choke. It don't matter if you drink or smoke. Speak through the beat, get up on your feet. Sweating like a hound dog, white as a sheet. Don't you be scared, don't you be scared. Everybody terrified, it don't seem fair. What are you waiting for? What do you think you were created for? Hurry your seat, lying in the heat. Do the dusty boogie mama, stop your beat. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. We know how to do it and we do it real well. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. Going back to zero, take your pill and get well. Born to raise hell, born to raise hell. Be a good soldier and die where you fell. It's your mama.
Comes up with it. Both teams have had 3 shots on goal. Back it comes. Here's a chance now. Where Ray scores! Rob Ray in his first shift on the ice in his first game in the National Hockey League.
He likes it.
And he has scored for the Buffalo Sabres to tie this game at 1.
Not a bad move bringing him up, huh? Dan, what do you think? Well, I'll tell you, this is one happy guy, and he plays the game hard. Once he gets good wood on this, he really leans into it. He had about a 40-foot run at it. No one touched him. Everybody pulled away. Now you have to, here's the drive right here. He drove this thing right between the legs of Brasso. Now, he had all that working room.
Ahead to Ray. Ray took a shot there by Marquardt right at the Buffalo bench. Now they're tied up.
Well, they'll go right now.
Here they go.
Except Ray's right at the end of a shift. That's the only problem. He could be quite tired.
It appeared to me that Marquardt was the one that...
Well, he came out, yeah, they went face to face, and then he started to yap at him, say something, but you better pack a lunch if you plan on fighting Ray. Look, he just dropped him with the right. I don't know, he might have caught him right in the nose. And he went down to hurry, didn't he?
And you're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
Here we go.
So far, total of 2 goals in 9 games that he's played. And here goes Hartman.
See, Hartman's coming with the left.
Fires.
It's not his best swing, but he can't get the right free. Now he's got it free. Oh, you got one through there. That's the old over and under. Oh, he caught him right in the side of the mush. Surprises. Well, he finally went down. Both tough customers. But when you can stand right there on your tiptoes and just battle one another for a good minute. Hartman's becoming a better fighter also the longer he plays. I mean, when he first started on, he was almost defensive. Now he goes on the offense in his fights.
You're watching Sabres hockey on the Niagara Frontier Sports Network.
National Hockey League goal for Sylvain Lefebvre. The 3 minutes and 12 seconds of the second period. Jocelyn Lemieux and Rob Ray, and man, are they going at it. Rob Ray is stranger to the penalty box, especially last season when he ended up in the minor leagues with 446 penalty minutes in only 74 games. A middleweight battle, and both of these lads should have sore cheeks.
We have a stoppage of play. McGuire is throwing them, and I believe that's Horacek.
Sure is. Yeah. Look out. Major roundhouses from both of them. And Paul Holmgren said before the game that he wanted to match muscle with muscle. So Horacek, Berube, and Acton will be out there against the line featuring Rob Ray, McGuire.
Just throwing a rubber rat onto the ice right near the Buffalo or the Boston blue line.
Now McGuire has Quintel's right hand tied up pretty good. Quintel has McGuire's right hand, so really no one can really throw any haymakers at this point. But as they get tired, maybe someone can break free.
Oh, McGuire just threw a couple at Quintel.
He really caught him in that last one right there. He caught one right over the right shoulder, come down and caught him on the side of the temple.
Now Quintel coming back with a couple of shots at McGuire.
Now watch McGuire. He'll start and change to the left hand possibly. Usually he does this in his fights right near the end when you think he hasn't got anything left with the right. He starts pummeling you, banging away with the left. You know, give Quintel a lot of credit. This kid had a lot of guts to go over to one of the best fighters, one of the toughest guys in the NHL. He stood up for his teammates. Well, I'll tell you, I could really appreciate what that kid did, and I think his teammates can too. That took a lot of courage on his part.
Both of them go to the dressing room because there's only 3:46 remaining here in this second period. And we're talking 5.
Oh, did he ever get Gillis?
Got Gillis at center ice. Here they go again, folks.
Oh, did Gillis ever...
Kimball and Parker.
Oh, he caught him in a long one. Here they go. Toe to toe. Oh, what haymakers they were throwing. Big Jeff Parker just took Gillis and broke him in half, went over and dropped the toughest guy on the ice probably for Quebec with just big looping right. And opened them up too. Opened them up. You want to play with the bull, you get the horns. And there's Michel Bergeron, the guy that set the whole thing off last night.
So Kimball gets his after last night when he went in and he just leveled Rick Vaive from behind with a shot to the helmet. There's Kimball and Parker. They're just screaming.
Jeff knows he got him. He knows he got him. Big looping rights that he ever gets some dandies in. I didn't think he could throw him that good. Did he ever?
He has him on, but dropped the stick right away. There's Sidorkovic really leveled Foligno. Now here we go.
Wow. Foligno and Young.
There's going to be a haymaker someplace in there. Foligno found it. He reached down to his ankles and threw that one.
Well, Ladouceur is tied up with...
Look at his face, Ted. I'm going to tell you, he really nailed him with a haymaker. Got him right over the eyebrow. You couldn't take a bigger windup. He drove him down to the ice so hard you wouldn't find him with the hockey news.
And Young is going to... Now Arneal in the corner.
They're going to be stitching Young up for a month and a half. So, I mean, Foligno really caught him smack dab. There's Foligno right there with some of Young's blood on him. And they're clinched together.
77, Pierre Turgeon. And number 26, Dean Kennedy.
Here they go, Finn. And a Hartman.
Germany, he'll hold out and just get that one punch in. He'll just set himself up.
Now Hartman puts Finn down to the ice, and now the linesman will step in quickly.
Boy, he really flipped him over with ease. Finn's a big guy. Played a good game tonight. He's been one of the more prominent Nordique players. He's been very steady back at defense.
Rick Vaive gets his 25th of the year from Turgeon and Kennedy. Turgeon has 2 points tonight, a goal and an assist.
It's Malloy going at it, along with Hunter.
Malloy started this season in Johnstown, had over 100 minutes in 18 games, and then went on to Rochester, and hasn't played very much, so he's up here tonight. We know the reason. It only took 4 minutes.
He's a gunslinger. They've got a couple of them on this club in Malloy and Lowen, both of them out of Rochester, both of them ready to go at the drop of a puck.
Sabres gave up on him here. Ray is going at it.
With Troy Millette.
Yeah.
And that's called close range fighting as Millette tries to get his right hand free. I don't think you'll see Millette throw left, Sam, with that taped wrist that you see there. As Ray using some pretty good strength. Look at DePuzzo.
Wow. DePuzzo, he gets right into the fracas, doesn't he?
Well, watch the skate blades here. You see Chris King reaching up. His blades are razor sharp. You don't want to see a cut happen.
While they settle down, Shepard from Millette at 18:52. The 5th goal of the game. Well, Ray has been feisty throughout. He acknowledges the crowd.
Troy Millette will not even come back onto the ice surface. As you see, he's ushered away. Takes the short route. Probably has a few words for the Sabres bench, and away he goes.
There we go. Ray still has a stick. Mutually at it. Ray and Nyland. Chris can't get his right loose.
He's got the right loose. He's hit him about 6 times with it.
And more on the back of the head, Kirk. Oh, he caught him there. He rocked him with that right hand. Well, when...
Oh, that uppercut had landed, it would have been dangerous.
When all hope is gone, this is what happens. After Huey Krup's goal made it 3-1 after 2, you knew the first goal was the key goal in the third.
Chris Nyland just doesn't quit.
This Saturday night at 7 when head coach Bob
knows how to fight too.
Oh, here's Owen Nolan. He took a shot at Kennedy.
Well, Nolan's a heavyweight, but he's fooling around with a heavyweight also. Kennedy really got off the mark quick, and he was just firing him in there like a piston.
Owen Nolan and Kennedy both will go to the penalty box. Owen Nolan had 240 minutes in penalties in the Ontario Hockey League last year.
Here's the hit into the boards. Nice collision into the far end. Now, we'll see right here, Nolan misses an opportunity. It was an offside, but they follow up right here where there's a slight collision with Kennedy, and then he'll just end up with the right hand, brings it back, and then Kennedy goes to work. He gets that right arm free, and he really opens up a wicked cut on Nolan's forehead. I mean, he hit him with about 4 solid shots right between the eyes.
Now they get their, oh, here they go, Kennedy and Vincelette.
Well, Vincelette brought a stick up the last moment. Kennedy wasn't pleased with it. I tell you, Kennedy's having a heyday tonight, isn't he? That's the lead drop now. Big time.
3-1, the Sabres lead. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Vancouver Frontier Sports Network.
Elder John, you want to go? Yeah, you want to go? Sure. All right, let's drop the gloves and let's go. Watch this. Staccato-like, just that right hand just pummeling him on the side of the head, and finally dropped him. He went down like a dirigible to his knees.
Now it comes back. Here's Ramsey with it. He cleared it back in. It's blocked, and here we go. We've got Hartman and Shane Stevenson going at it. Oh, and Hartman did he level Stevenson.
Well, Hartman changed up, Ted. Stevenson was looking for the right hand, and Hartman hit him with the left.
We'll return to the Boston Garden in a moment.
That's Grimson right now. Right off they dropped the puck, and Grimson and Kennedy dropped the gloves. Wrestling into the corner now. Grimson trying to get the right hand loose. And he and Kennedy are slugging it out. Grimson with the left, Kennedy with the right. Now they switch. And they're hammering away at one another in the corner. And a big
quick left hand by Grimson looked to get in there. And once again, they wrestle up against the boards. Linesman waiting for them to tire themselves out. It's going to take another little while before that happens, it looks like. And now they try to move in there, and Lou Grimson handling himself well in that altercation, although he might have got cut a little bit. So an altercation will bring on some penalties. No score early.
With 3:33 left in regulation.
Keep an eye on Ropage and Donnelly. Here they go, right off.
There you go. They just waited till they dropped the puck. Here's Brad May and Corson. Well, we've got two of them going. Brad May and Corson.
Oh, Corson really leveled. I'm going to tell you something, but May came back with a couple big-time strokes, too. Oh, Corson is quick with the right hand, and he got it free.
Now we're trying to keep our eye on both fights. Now that Donnelly...
I'll tell you what, I'll watch Donnelly. You keep an eye on the other one, Jim.
The Donnelly-Roberts fight going on down below us to our left.
Feel like Don Dumphy. Ring announcer.
And there's May and Corson inside the Montreal blue line. Well, we knew this was going to explode.
Well, May has a good hand now, I think, on Corson's right hand. So as long as he holds on to that.
Now, Brad May is one tough kid.
Well,
and of course, we all know the toughness of Shane Corson.
You bet. You know what, Jim? It's not a matter of what he took or anything else.
What a right hand May caught Corson with there.
The thing is, he took on one of the tough ones. Look at that. Now, actually, he's getting free. Corson had to catch him a good one right on the nose. They're both just cuffing one another now.
And now the linesmen step in.
See, the effect of this fight is the fact that you've got the rest of the Montreal players watching this young rookie stand up to one of the tougher players in the NHL. So that sends a message over to the other players saying, you know, this young guy's not going to back down. Well, a whole 2 seconds went off the clock.
Bradley, pardon. Lefebvre a pu en reprocher de ne pas se servir de son physique. Alors, c'est pas un bagarreur, c'est pas un pugiliste. C'est un gars qui est fort, il est grand, il est gros, mais au moins il répond à l'appel de son entraîneur.
Absolument. Sylvain Lefebvre répond à l'appel. Et Sylvain également se doit de se faire respecter à travers la Ligue nationale. Et c'est en faisant justement ce genre de geste-là. Je ne dis pas que Lefebvre doit se battre à tous les jours.
With Patterson.
Oh, here we go.
On left wing. Well, right off the faceoff. Kartner and Ray, they went at it last night. And Ray drilled Kartner right off the bat.
Well, Kartner has that long reach. Watch his right hand. And there it goes. He got a little free. And there's not much Rob Ray can really do because of his reach. Once he has you hung out there, now he changes gears and goes with the left. I mean, he just...
Oh, this is a dandy.
I gotta tell you, Kartner hasn't... He must have got about 15 lefts and 3 or 4 solid rights, and the Ray stayed right there with him, went toe-to-toe.
Rob Ray's not going to skate the other way. We'll return to the odd right after this message. You're watching Sabres Hockey on the Empire.
New sweater on.
Punishment and pain. It's part of the game. But Buffalo Sabres centerman Pat LaFontaine has never felt anything like this before.
I knew right away it's just like a firecracker went off in your mouth. It's one of those things.
Tension between them in their first meeting since the Flames' Jamie McCowan broke the jaw of Pat LaFontaine a few weeks ago and put him out of action for 2 months. And all the fracas, this thing was crazy. You see Gary Sutter and Donald Ledette squaring off. And then a shirtless Rob Ray jumps into this fracas. Look at this. As he goes up against the boards, the Flames' Tim Hunter would end up suffering a broken ankle, and Ray was cut on the elbow. After the refs sorted out this mess, there were 10 game misconducts, 147 total penalty minutes just in...
out there.
Robbie Ray's got his equipment off, and he's down there bare-chested, and there's about 4 guys grabbing onto him right now.
Well, Stern was definitely involved from the bench, and so was Harkins. Harkins is still involved. He's on the Calgary bench, and he's got a hold of Ledyard.
Well, the problem here is the Sabres only have 6 players to the 20 that Calgary has.
That's right.
And now Ledyard's in the Calgary bench.
They've got Ledyard right inside the Calgary bench now. This is ridiculous. The referee, Don Koharski, can do nothing about it.
Dudley's hanging up over the glass on the
trying to hold
Sabres
back
side.
the Sabres players. But Stern should be out of the game. Harkins should be out of the game. And at least one of the Calgary coaches, Baxter, should be gone as well. Meanwhile, at the moment, it's just a giant wrestling match.
Well, Riseborough's trying to hold off his players, but no way. Now you got Miller and Hunter.
Now we've got Ledyard piling in again. Hunter and Miller are pairing off. They're back inside the Calgary zone. Hunter and Miller would like to get their arms free, and now Miller does, and he sends a solid right in there. Back comes Hunter with a punch. They jam again, still building away. Now we got another fight going. There are fights going on everywhere. Suter is involved. He's got Donald O'Dell. Oh, and O'Dell is pounding away. Ray goes flying in there. Ray is pounding away on Suter. This one is bedlam.
Oh, this is crazy.
This all started in front of the Calgary bench.
Rutu's got McCowan by the neck.
He's got McCowan pinned up against the boards.
Ramsey and Kite are struggling to hold off from throwing it, and you're right. Robbie Ray came in and tried to help Odette, who was getting pounded.
Well, Odette is half the size of Suter. Now McCowan took another little rip at Rutu when they tried to separate.
There's somebody down on the Calgary Flames side. I can't see from where our vantage point is, but Jim Bearcat Murray's attending to him. It may be Hunter.
This is not over yet because they're still milling around back in front of the Calgary goaltender. And Roberts and Canty finally separate. And one of the Flames is down on the ice right up against the board, so we cannot see from our vantage point.
So I wonder if Brian O'Neill would have maybe given McCowan a 3-game suspension if this wouldn't have happened.
Makarov just butt-ended Rutu from the bench. This is ridiculous.
And they wonder why they talk about the National Hockey League becoming the WWF.
Well, now how many of the Flames? Let me go. Harkins was involved from the bench. Stern was involved from the bench. Paul Baxter was involved from the bench. Makarov threw a butt end just a moment ago at Rutu from the bench.
It was in between a stoppage of play,
right,
and one of the Sabres players was going to the bench, and he got bumped or knocked by a Flame, and that's when the whole thing started. For his size,
he was firing.
He was throwing him pretty good. He took a few. As Suter nailed him pretty good, but Ray came in to help him out. Robbie Ray looks like Conan the Barbarian with all his equipment off.
Oh, it's
just
better mobility. He had nothing left on from the waist up. I'll bring you that Jamie McCown really was not that much involved in. He was on the ice at the time, and there was a little bit of pushing and shoving with him, but I did not see him involved to a great point.
Well, Rutu and him were dabbing back and forth in this altercation. And I'm wondering if Koharski just might say, look, let's tack this on to the second period.
We'll put it on the start of the second period, resurface the ice, bring the players back out, play the 2:26, switch ends, and carry right on with the middle period.
You know,
here in the first period.
Oh, there's an elbow right to the jaw, and he nailed him. He nailed him with a wicked elbow, just straightened him right out.
That was Troy Millette, and that was intentional.
Oh, you couldn't throw an elbow any harder than that. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The mask worked.
Now, LaFontaine wasn't exactly sure at the beginning as
Wells was on him as quick as you could say Jack Robinson.
That shook him up in a hurry.
Let's have a look at it. I'll tell you, Millette could feel him coming up his backside. Now watch this. Watch his right elbow. Bang! Right there's the head snap back. Right here. Watch the right elbow. Boom! As hard as you can feed it.
We'll return to the odd in a moment. You're watching Sabres Hockey on the Empire Sports Network.
Nowadays, Wells plays a big role in standing up for his teammates. After all, he is 6'1", 210 pounds, but he also helps out with the younger guys on the team, guys that one day may end up taking his job.
It's the big wheel that turns, you know. I mean, what goes around comes around. I was taught by a couple old guys how to play the game and what I can
follow, but a lot of it is just ad lib.
Oh, down to that double team as he crossed the Oilers line.
Uh-oh.
That got a little.
Well, there's Muni and Odette.
Oh, Odette nice shot on a Craig Muni, and let us return Jim Lorenz back to last year.
That's what I'm talking about. And Odette got his lick in. He may be out of this game, too, for high sticking, but he said or indicated that he might pursue Muni if the occasion presented himself, and that's what he did. Let's watch as Odette is tagged inside the line. There's a hit by Muni with some help from Donfus. And then Odette got up, and watch what he does. He just challenges him, and watch the high stick, and he knocks Muni right down.
That could be a butt end. Sets by Dan Mirarelli on to Donald Odette.
And that will give Buffalo more offensive opportunity.
Now, here you go. Duger going. Donnelly going it. Really closer.
I'll tell you, you talk about a couple heavyweights. Well, that's Dommy. Well, I'll tell you what, boy, he got that left arm free, and he is really firing him. And Dommy's an awful tough kid. Now Donnie will come back. He's turned around the wrong way right now to throw anything. Oh, man, he's really coming to the left there. Donnelly and a backhand by right. I don't know where that came from, but they're still standing. Somebody's got to go down. And away he goes, finally. They just stood there and went toe-to-toe for about a minute. I've never seen a player do that. When he's done with you, he sticks his tongue out at you. We're approaching the halfway mark of the third period.
So his streak is now 9 games, and we get a little fight going almost. Boy, the Devils take exception to Brad May, who put a little pop on Troy Millette. Troy Millette is down on the ice. I did not see the original hit that knocked Millette down. It was away from the play.
That came right off the face-off, I'm sure.
Brad May is booed as he heads into the penalty box. And Millette's going to take a moment on the ice. We'll check up, but he is not in good shape. He wants to stay, but he's having a hard time standing. Now he's talking to the Buffalo bench.
This is his first game with a new club. You see May right there. Now Millette is out of it. And May punched him when he was down, and he was you see Millette.
As he ran square into Lackawanna, who was playing the puck. He really nailed him good, but Jim Johnson had to come in and go after Gord Donnelly. I'm sure he didn't want that pass. The crowd on their feet here. We'll be back on the Empire Sports Network. Clean check. Wakaluk comes out of that crease. I mean, you expect this fair play. You'll get hit. Donnelly really nailed him. Now, this is where Jim Johnson comes in. I'll tell you, Johnson's very slow getting up. Somewhere along the line here, Donnelly must have caught him with a haymaker because he really stunned him. It took him about a minute and a half to get up on his feet again. There he is right there, very slowly going over to the bench. But here, right, he's out of the net. You can hit him. It's a clean hit. He bumped into me. Hardly hit him. Falls down on top of him. Now, Watch this. See number 8 go charging at him? I would say at this point it was more like number 8 started the fight, not Donnelly. So Donnelly finally gets him down and feeds him a couple, and then he gets extra time for winning the fight.
Rob Ray right in front of the North Stars net. A little rope-a-doping going on here, and let's watch. Find out who goes with the first punch. Rob Ray has been aching to get to one of these for quite some time. Going to the right hole, they're just letting him go right now. And how many more you can take?
Now, Tenardi, of course, is a little bit bigger than Rob Ray, and he's able to get a little more leverage on him.
Only with the rights. Ray taking a little rest here, and now the linesman, Mark Vines and Leon Stickle will come in to separate them, and Rob Ray gives a little clap to the club. Pump them up. We'll be back. You're watching Sabres hockey.
And here's Belfour out of the net to the corner. A.J. Checkloff on.
Oh, here goes Ray! Ray piles into Belfour! Everybody's into it! We've got a free flow! This one is a melee, folks! Everybody's into it in the corner! Belfour took a run at LaFontaine, and Reed crunched Belfour, and then they all piled in there! Buskus is just hammering on LaFontaine! Now Belfour's on top of him! Oh, this is bedlam now! The linesmen are having a heck of a time! Darren Pupa is the only player on the ice not involved, and he's already up at the Buffalo blue line! Now it was Belfour who blew his cool and took a run at LaFontaine to start this one. And Rod Buskus just jumped right in and started hammering LaFontaine from behind. That's a lot of guts to do that, but Robbie Ray's right in the thick of it. He went right after Belfour. And this is starting to separate now, but I don't know who the Chicago fans are cheering for. They're not winning much at the time. Now Hudson and Ray are going at it, pushing and shoving. Oh, now down goes LaFontaine again as Lemieux got him from behind. Somebody should hammer Lemieux. Mogilny's trying to get a hold. Now there they go again. LaFontaine, and now Ray is trying to get away from the linesman to get back in and help LaFontaine. Well, there's not a lot of big people other than Robbie Ray and Sutton out there to help the smaller players like LaFontaine and Mogilny, as Hudson's a good size, as well as Buskus. You've got Fitz letting Ramsey off in the corner. Now they're chanting Eddie, and Rob Ray goes off the ice.
Water under the bridge. And you can make up for a lot in the playoffs. Here we go. Oh, Rob Ray just corked Huda with a right hand and knocked him down. That was a straight right hand by Rob Ray.
Now there we go with Pat Verbeek and Grant Ledyard as Verbeek intervenes. As Ledyard now is going to show his stuff, or at least try to square off. Bird is holding on to Sutton. Dave Hannon and Randy Cunninghurst will skate out to center.
Did I say Rob Ray? It's Bradman.
Bradman.
Said that.
There's the smiles between Verbeek and Ledyard. So what did your team have to say today? We'll be back. You're watching Sabres hockey on the Empire Sports Network.
Face-off, the play will move to the front of the net. Now there's the 227s, Brad May and Huda. And they start mixing it up, and off go the gloves. And watch the right hand right there by Brad May that staggered Huda. And then another incident developed in behind, John, that I did not see.
Gordique had been going after Clint all night long, and even the guys fighting have to stop and take a peek at this one. They just stop when they see some fan go at the Sabres bench, and Rob Ray gives them what for. Today, Rob tells us what happened.
My God.
Well, yeah, this guy sort of sat up there, and he just sort of sat on top of the glass, and he never really said anything. He just sort of sat there, and he stared, and he looked around, and he stared, and you know, we're kind of wondering, what's this guy going to do? So, you know, we weren't going to really wait to give him the chance of, you know, who knows what he's going to do, you know, all the things that happen. So, you know, as soon as he jumped, we sort of just threw him up, and, you know, hopefully that was going to be the end, but he came right back. So, and then that's when we sort of took a little force to him and tried to slow him down or tried to get him out of there. And, you know, by that time the police had come and they took him away.
Bench during a fight. Now, he was initially thrown to the ice. The TV cameras didn't catch that. What they caught is when he got up and he headed back to the bench for more, and you saw him getting what was coming to him. I mean, the fan has no more business being on the ice or near the bench than a player would have scaling the glass to take after a fan. Here's another look in case you missed it on Tuesday.
Television cameras first caught the incident when several Sabres, but notably Rob Ray, severely beat a fan who had run onto the ice. Ray said that the fan was provoking him.
Well, we seen him up on the glass there, and he was sort of sitting there, and we weren't sure what he was going to do or anything like that. So we just sort of worked our way down, and, you know, and all of a sudden he just dove in. And, you know, you never know what the guy's going to do. So we just sort of, you know, first thing we just sort of pushed him back out on the ice. And then as soon as he jumped up off the ice again, he came jumping back into the bench again. We go, whoa, you know, because, you know, you never know what's going to happen with a guy like that. So we just sort of grabbed on and we started putting it to him pretty good, and then just threw him back out on the ice again.
Do you regret your part in it?
No, I don't think so, because you know, I didn't want to give the guy the chance to do anything. You know, it was my job, you know, in something like that, it's my job on the ice. So same thing on the bench. I was moving down there to try to protect the guys, and, you know, just took charge and did what we had to do and got rid of him.
The punishment for the fan is a night in jail and a $40 fine for disturbing the peace. He wasn't seriously injured and likely won't press charges himself. But the punishment for Ray is still under consideration.
Players are always reminded they must not get involved with fans. So I really can't give you any more than that at this point. I don't know to what extent the fan was responsible for whatever did take place, or our players.
Obviously, an incident as unusual as this is a big topic of conversation at league practices.
Wood steps from the penalty box, and the Sabres are back to full. Oh, good check by Randy Wood. A wake-up call.
Now watch out now. Now they're going after Randy Wood as Adam Oates was just creamed by Randy Wood. And the Bruins trying to get at Wood. But Oates never saw him. And he is still down on his knees. Let's look on the replay. Here's the play. Oates with his head down. And Wood meets him right at the red line. 2-0 Buffalo.
The salt is off the pretzel. We'll be back. From Saturday night. Gord Donnelly taking some liberties here. They're saying on Saturday night, while Donnelly lets him fly down on the ice surface, on Saturday night Donnelly set up Pat LaFontaine with a beautiful goal while he was playing defense.
Watch the puck. Puck rolls around the corner, and Donnelly immediately went after Hughes. And Hughes has been pretty active here tonight, running at the Sabres, and I think that's a payback, a long one.
Oh, look at that. Hello.
Boyven had a headlock, and they start throwing him. Boyven and Gord Donnelly, a couple of guys that have done this a lot. Donnelly, one of the more prominent fighters in the league. This is a tug and pull match right now, but the linesmen have not moved in. Donnelly wanting to get loose with the lefts, and Boyven coming around with a roundhouse left. Boy, Donnelly with a couple of lefts again. Now it's just a swinging match. Boyven and Donnelly going to the Portsiders, and in come the linesmen. Third was a Boyven check. That is drawing a little retaliation from Donnelly, and here they go. Boyven had a headlock, and they start throwing him. Boyven and Gord Donnelly, a couple of guys that have done this a lot. Donnelly, one of the more prominent fighters in the league. This is a tug and pull match right now, but the linesmen have not moved in. Donnelly wanting to get loose with the lefts, and Boyven coming around with a roundhouse left. Boy, Donnelly with a couple of lefts again. Now it's just a swinging match. Boyven and Donnelly going to the Portsiders, and in come the linesmen.
Gary Bettman to join.
Well, now we got Doug Huda challenging Brad May. Watch out here. Kyprios is also talking to Brad May.
Some pointing going on now.
The thing is, as soon as his pucks drop, look out. Oh,
Let the crowd
there they
do
go.
the talking.
Here they go.
Now here we go. It's an all-out brawl right now, folks.
Kiprios and Donnelly. And you can see this coming.
This is a heavyweight. Gord Donnelly and Nick Kiprios. They're looking for their balance. Let him go out to center ice. Oh, Kiprios try to go with a haymaker. Donnelly wants him back up on his feet. Bill McCreary will have to separate these two if he can. The other linesmen have done and Huda and will come to the aid of Bill McCreary. Now we've got Bob Corkum and Gillis ready to go. Presley and Cunningworth will do a little dancing.
Now these two teams back at it tomorrow night in Hartford.
53 seconds left, and
you can see the lineup.
Some time here.
You know, you look at this, and Paul Holmgren puts his fighters on the ice in the last minute. What does that tell you?
Their Shampoo is just shoving Kiprios into the penalty box.
All kinds of action here tonight, and the fans really enjoying this game as the Sabres blowing out the Hartford Whalers 9-3. And sticks and helmets all over the place.
We got a pretty good assortment of equipment out there. Very big game tonight for the Sabres, as we had mentioned before. And now Hardy and May go right at it. Out at center. May's just letting them fly on the right. Hardy gets one in. Pops him again. Hardy getting hard.
Now, Brad May staggered Hardy with the right hand and split him open.
So the bout continues, and Brad May sends the message. Don't mess with the kid.
Great glove save by the goaltender Healy. And
here we go. Heavyweight bout. Rob Ray and Mick Dakota. Ray's got his elbow pads off, and the fists are flying. Rob Ray with the big rights, and Dakota is stunned. Oh, they're like pistons out there. Oh. They had enough.
Brown and Ray are ready to go, and Brown drops his stick. Oh no! Ray did too. He shouldn't have. He hit Brown, but they're going to go at it anyway. Brown and Rob Ray back in the Buffalo end. Dave Brown is one of the toughest cookies in this National Hockey League. They're trying to get their arms free. Ray got a short one in and another short one. He knocks off Brown's helmet. Brown trying to get his arm free. They're still wrestling. Now they get free again. Now they tie one another up again. And here's Brown starting to throw. And Ray trying to come back. Brown and Ray. And Brown has just about no clothes left on whatsoever. He's trying to get some punches in. And Ray gets a couple more in over the top. But so does Brown. They're going to be naked in a moment. And they're still going at each other right up by the top of the circle. And still throwing them. Oh, and Ray unloads with a couple of solid rights. Dave Brown almost went down. He almost went down.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's been a while that John Muckler was worried that Robbie Ray could maybe only handle the middle heavyweights and not the big guys. But there he was with the probably one of the toughest in the league next to Probert, and I thought he handled himself extremely well.
He surprised the heck out of me, I'll tell you that. 2-0 Philadelphia. And Ray end up with 5 minutes apiece for fighting, and well, they should have. That was a beauty.
Well, I'll tell you what, for Robbie Ray, too, you're coming up against one of the tougher guys in the league. Not only is that the case, but this guy's left-handed, and you have to worry about it. Most of the guys are right-handed. Guys get used to fighting guys who are right-handed, and when you run up to a guy who's left-handed, it's a little bit tougher. But Robbie Ray fought a smart fight. He got in close, and he's a real strong kid, and he was able to hang on to Dave Brown for the first part of the fight. Got Brown a little bit tired, and then towards the end, actually Robbie fought Brown pretty good. But
I think Brown was almost out on his feet with the one right that Ray really connected with Lawrence.
But Robbie Ray is so valuable to this Buffalo Sabres hockey team. Not only does he get under everybody else's skin, he's a tough kid. He can fight with the big guys. He just proved it again tonight, but he is a valuable asset to this Buffalo Sabres hockey team.
There's the right hand. That was a dandy right.
In any event, that is over with. The closer back on, and I think we'll be able to get back to him.
Here they go. Ray and Domi are ready to go at it. They're trying to get their arms free in the corner. Ray fires a couple of punches and another one as Domi comes back. Now Domi takes another one from Ray. Domi fires a wild right over the top. Domi and Ray squaring off. Off goes Domi's helmet. Ray is still pounding away. Here's Domi coming back again. They crunch away at each other. Down goes Domi, and it's all over.
And Rick, you look at the Buffalo Sabres. Rob Ray, coming into this season, certainly lost more fights than he ever won. There's no doubt about that. In fact, for a long time, I didn't think we were ever going to see Rob Ray win a fight. But this year, he's really turned things around.
And here they go. Ray and Domi gets the first punch in. Ray trying to get his hands straight, and now he does. And Ray comes pounding back. Ray and Domi are flailing away at each other. Ray doing the right. Now Domi comes back, and Ray hammers Domi again. Now they are just punching each other. It is a wild one. Ray and Domi are still firing punches. And down, they started to go down. They get back up again. Ray and Domi are still tossing punches, and they're talking to each other all the time. Still flailing away with the rights. Domi comes back with one. Now Ray again, and finally the linesmen get in there, and it's over.
McKay and the two big guys, Brad May and Randy McKay.
The referee's just letting them just punch themselves out, but Davis will quit. Hey, just went to the right. Boy, oh boy, did those guys go at it.
LaFontaine, he gets tripped up, gets it to May, and over the line. He's May going in on goal. He shoots. He
LaFontaine makes the play, and then Brad May does the rest of it. Let's watch. Was that Mogilny or was it May? That was Brad May. What a sensational overtime goal to win it for Buffalo. May puts it between the legs of Rayborn, takes the shot, freezes a goaltender, and drives it in.
How about LaFontaine? There we go, back to that time. Anything that help?
You better believe it. He'll save that
stick. He said, come on, baby.
That stick will probably go right to his recreation room.
The biggest goal for Brad May in his sophomore year.
What a stunning upset this is, John. And look at Bob Sweeney. Bob Sweeney's down in the far corner celebrating. What sweet revenge for Sweeney. And that guy has got to be tremendously proud of his hockey club, not because they swept the Bruins, but because they were down 5-3 and came back tonight. 3 of the 4 Buffalo wins in overtime.
Nobody has moved here from the eye. They want an encore. Good check by Gord on Schmelik. One drop. Wells and May. Oh, the big last by May. Oh, man. This is right off the face-off, and May caught Jay Wells with a left, knocking him backwards and out. The same area where this man May did a job on Mark Hardy, if you remember. Jay Wells got right back up. May is gone for the period, as will Jay Wells be gone for the period. Good defensively, only 16 shots. Wells and May, round 2. Oh, my. And Wells is going to be gone. This is third fighting, Major. I believe this his third. Oh, man. Oh. Get out the Advil. No, first one was Hartman, so this is Wells' second. Hey, Jay Wells. Oh, man. Jay Wells, who was knocked out the first time these two men has really come back here. Oh, my. I'm sorry, John. This to me is ugly. This is just how they can stay on their feet. It's been much too much. The league decided not to address the fighting situation at all coming into this season. They've addressed it, Sam. They've addressed it. They've talked to referees, the players themselves. There's been a format change here. With
open ice hit on the Czechoslovakian defenseman Schmelik.
Well, Rob Ray and Sandy McCarthy have dropped the gloves. They're just inside the Calgary line and see if they can move it out to center ice. Sandy McCarthy and Rob Ray. Ray can go with the big ones here in the league. And McCarthy as well, showing his toughness. Ray. The job now on Sandy McCarthy. And they'll cut this one short. Sabres claiming the territory here at the Saddle Dome.
Well,
Rob Ray and Sandy McCarthy.
That was for McCarthy's hit on Richard Schmelik. And Rob Ray decided to do something about it and went after McCarthy. I would assume that they will each receive 5 minutes for fighting.
And now they're going again. This is Domi, and I believe Ray. Domi and Ray try to get at each other in the corner. Ray got his sweater off, and Ray is hammering away on Domi. Ray is labeling the back of Domi's head with the right hand. Down on the ice they go. Rob Razorman, Tim Domi.
I had a chance to talk to Rob Ray earlier in the night. He told me he's gotten himself a bigger jersey. I asked why. He said, because when I get involved in fisticuffs, if I can let the guy get a hold of my arm, which they usually try and do, I can slip out of it, get my arm free, and then I can keep going, and that's exactly what happened. Rob Ray now goes to the penalty box, undressed, down to the waist area at least.
But I will give credit to Domi for this. He's a smart fighter. He's already got a dandy shiner over his eye. He's got some stitches, we understand, courtesy of Sandy McCarthy of the Calgary Flames, and I don't think he was about to use that eye or let Ray use that eye as a target.
There's no question about the size of this guy's heart, Ty Domi. He's got courage. There's no question about that. He's probably now, in fact, he and Ray are chatting as we speak, and I'm sure he's invited Rob Ray to another bout. themselves out, but there's one thing that happens to Rob Ray in most fights, and that's that he loses his sweater and most of his equipment. This time he might have had his elbow tapped.
Here they go. This is the heavyweight bout. First they got to get the clothes out of the way.
Well, if you can't hit him on the head, go for the body, and that's what Ray's doing. Now he's trying to get his helmet off. And there's only one linesman over there. The other linesman, Scampanello, is taking Schneider to the penalty box. And Esselstein will not attempt to break him up. Oh, yes, he will. Okay. Let's Ray to the beach.
Well, enjoy the summer evening.
Goal with Peluso and Barnaby. Matthew Barnaby and Mike Peluso.
Now you can see Peluso quite a bit bigger than Matthew Barnaby. That doesn't make much difference to Matthew.
Now Barnaby.
Peluso
firing off several shots.
Last year with 318 penalty minutes, and back in early 90s with Chicago, he led the NHL with 408. We'll return after these messages.
Fourth bout, 7 going here. Smolik going to go with Brad May.
May, two tough guys. May lands the first one.
There we go.
And Smolik gets rocked by a series of right hands. Misses wildly with a left himself. And May is just unloading on Doug Smolik.
Well, we're going to see here. May's got that right hand loose, and he's just wailing away. And there's that jersey over the head of Doug Smolik. And as soon as the linesmen see that one guy's defenseless and Smolik can't really see or do anything, they jump in there and break that thing up.
Well, that was directly related to the cross-check that happened on the play before, I would think, because the Sabres felt that Norton had really taken a run at Dave Hannon, and they wanted Norton out for longer than 2. So as this game sometimes unfolds, it's Doug Smolik who pays the price. Tom Peterson controls it. Here goes Smolik. May again.
Same place on the ice too.
May is really letting him have it. Now Smolik lands a right, but May has got the right hand free, and Smolik just trying to retaliate with the right. Period has ended.
He's on top of him.
Yeah, they tried to get back up again, but the linesman intervened, and that'll do it. As this all happens with time ticking down here at the end of the second period.
Yep. You see this cut on the nose of Doug Smolik.
Well, he and May weren't done with their business. 2 fighting majors for those 2 in the second period. Double centerman winning the draw, Ken Danico, and now we've got a good fisticuffs going with Mike Peluso and Brad May. This is a heavyweight bout. Mike Peluso, 238 penalty minutes for the Devils this year, and Brad May letting them fly.
Picked up by Boucher as he wheels across the Devils line. Saved by Brodeur. Another rebound, shot wide. And Rob Ray, they score!
Was that a strange one?
Wow. Well, Rob Ray, he does it all tonight. In a match with Peluso, and Ray is being held by the linesman, and Peluso still able to wail away at Ray.
Todd Simon did a great job of getting in there and helping. And now Ray has broken free.
Ray wants Peluso, and here we go. The battle has been rekindled with Rob Ray and Mike Peluso. And Ray punches him down to the ice, and now we've got Matthew Barnaby and Tim Danico.
But the Buffalo Sabres have taken a 2-goal lead. That's the important part with 8:28 or 8:25 to go as the puck bounced off the backboard, struck Brodeur in the back, and went in the net.
Well, Rob Ray in his typical fashion, and a heavyweight bout with Peluso, and Tim Danico finishing off Matthew Barnaby. And let us go back and find out what happened here, Jim.
Watch the puck go off the backboard and strike Brodeur in the back and go in the net. 5-3 Buffalo. And Rob Ray will get credit for the first playoff goal of the season. Watch the back of Brodeur. Here comes the puck. And it hits him and goes into the net. 8:25 left in regulation. And I wouldn't want to be the referee to call this. And the Buffalo Sabres have played with intense emotion tonight. And their speed, I think, tonight particularly has been the difference. One of the differences in this game. The Devils could not handle the speed of the Sabres here at the Ottawa.
Sabres have been following their game plan since the opening face-off, and they go back to a post-game comment made by John Muckler from game number 3. They just couldn't buy a bounce. Well, Jim Lorenz, there's the bounce that they were looking for.
Now they turned it around. I mean, they went for it tonight. I mean, they went for this game, totally aggressive. Never mind about what New Jersey does. Let's go out and play our game.
So Rob Ray, credit for the goal that bounced off the back of Brodeur. Buffalo leads this game 5-3. And the crowd on their feet for Rob Ray. Didn't get to participate in the playoffs last year because of a season-ending knee injury, and Jim Lorenz, what a way to earn your first playoff goal.
Well, they'll kid him about it tomorrow, but not tonight. What a huge goal. A 2-goal lead for Buffalo. And Rob Ray scores from Philip Boucher at 11:35.
Sellout crowd still on their feet in the celebration of Buffalo's 5th goal as they look to tie this best-of-7 series up at 2.
People were chuckling at this series. A pair of defensive clubs, they said. Hockey won't be interesting. It won't be exciting. There isn't a better series, I think, in the league than this one. Right from game 1. And this has gained intensity, emotion, and momentum.
Then a fight breaks out. It'll be Rob Ray losing his shirt as usual as he mixes it up with Hartford's Jeff Chikrin. Then we move forward to first period action.
And now we've got something going on right in front of the off-ice officials. Bob Sweeney hit hard from behind, and he's slowed and getting up, and this is the end result. We're going to take this time out as they continue to tussle. Or will we? Bill Guerin and Rob Ray with a heavyweight fight now, just to the top of the Devils slot. Here's Guerin and Ray. You could see this one coming. Jim Physicality is out on the ice attending to Bob Sweeney, who is back up on his feet. And how tired are you? Woo, that's tired. Brad May, along with Rob Pearson and May, and Pearson just went out to center, and now they're letting them fly. Oh, May changing them up.
Well, I think Rob Pearson is going to regret this one.
They've battled before when Pearson is with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Brad May, Rob Pearson.
Well, that's what you call change up in mid-flight. Is Brad May went from a right-hander to a left-hander. Well, they made sure they had plenty of room, didn't they?
Right from the face.
Now that, folks, was from a face-off that was to the left of Dominic Hasek. Now this fight could have been broken up here. You see the linesman go in.
Came in, but he's offside, and a fight at the other end. Ooh. That is Chris Taylor, number 2, and Brad May from the Buffalo Sabres. Brad May signed big money after last year and has been really getting hit hard by the Buffalo media because he hasn't been scoring, but he's hitting hard with his hands in this one. Ooh.
Taylor has already been thrown out of one league. In the minor leagues, he took not only a game, he took a season penalty. But after he got suspended for the season, he got called up by the Pittsburgh Penguins for fighting penalties here in a scoreless game.
Langdon, Larmer was hit hard into the fourth penalty called on the Sabres.
Svoboda gets his second minor.
Cross-check.
Of the period. As
Langdon,
now Bukaboom and Rob Ray are
Ray's been getting under the Rangers' skin here.
The thing is
and
that
Langdon goes right after Ray.
Yeah, and he got intercepted a little bit by Presley. Langdon wants Ray. Here we go. And Langdon, one thing to be careful of, if Ray pulls his jersey off, then there he goes again. So you have nothing to grab. This should be illegal in my books. Every time you fight him, you pull his jersey off, and how do you grab the guy?
Most of those punches are landing on the helmet.
Again, Ray gets into a fight, Sam, and his jersey gets pulled off his body. So he grabs a hold of Langdon, and then Langdon has nothing to grab onto. That should be looked at by the National Hockey League, in my opinion. I've seen it happen too many times this season. He's a fan favorite. Look at him. But again, the jersey just gets ripped right off his body, and then he can grab a hold of Langdon's arm, so Langdon can't throw a punch. He can grab a hold of Langdon's jersey or equipment, and when Langdon goes to grab a hold of Ray's arm or his equipment, there's nothing to grab but skin. So that's just not quite right, I don't think.
Keane throwing the punches along with Barnaby. These two are letting them fly.
Well, try with the left hand now. No, back to the right.
They're trying to get into a little wrestling match, or maybe they've got something left.
This is one of the few cases. Both players are about the same size, Keane and Matthew Barnaby.
The linesmen are going to let them go. They've got to be dead tired. Oh, Barnaby got a good punch in there.
That fight started up in the neutral zone and ended up behind the Montreal goaltender.
Rob Ray is taking a beating. Oh, Rob Ray getting a big shot to Ciccone, and that knocks him silly.
What a battle that was. That was a...
Off the stick of Beaupre. Rob Ray colliding in together with Dennis Vial. Their gloves go off, and here goes Rob Ray and Dennis Vial. Let them fly. And you got a ringside seat, folks. These two have gone together many times before. The showstopper.
Look at the right hand and the right knuckles of Rob Ray.
as he, the middle knuckle of his hand, you can see it has swelled right up. He has a cut on the knuckle of his little finger, and that's from hitting Dennis Vial with the right hand. That's just
is over. Sticks and gloves all over the ice, so we'll take this time out.
Claude Lemieux now. Here's the difference. There's nothing for Lemieux to grab onto, and Rob Ray pops him with a right. And down goes Lemieux.
Audiences. However, this movie does contain graphic violence and brief news. Born June 8th in a year of turmoil. Plays for a team named after a deadly weapon. 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. Scored a goal on his first NHL shot. Last year, his team went undefeated every game he played the land. His favorite athlete, Jordan. Who is he? Rob Ray. He plays hard, and he plays strong. Often he is misunderstood. He's a simple man. His one wish, to play 10 years in the NHL, then coach junior hockey. Hear his story. Feel his pain. Coming soon to an ice rink near you. This film has not been rated.
Hi, I'm Rob Ray of the Buffalo Sabres. This is our new head coach, Ted Nolan. He's a real people person.
Come on, Rob, move it! Come on, Rob, move it!
He'll stand by his players no matter what.
85, 86, 87, 88, 89.
And the best thing is, he never worries how much time his players spend in the penalty box. What? Come on, Coach. It's not like I'm in there all the time.
The linesman jumps in.
Yeah.
Leach got
oh, they
nailed it. Here we
gloves
go.
behind the play. Graves took exception to Barnaby hitting Leach, and he wanted to go right away.
Graves having trouble, obviously, with his jersey. I don't know if it was tied down in the back. Barnaby's a scrappy kid. What a hit he threw into Leach.
Graves trying to get Barnaby's helmet off.
Saw Barnaby scrapping preseason, Sam, and every time the linesman went to jump in, he kept saying, stay out, let us go, let us go. Ooh, there's a lander. Graves landed one right hand there.
Graves is physically the stronger of the two. Barnaby goes about 175 pounds, but Barnaby is a willing combatant.
Graves' jersey's been a problem here for him. See how Barnaby's won't slip up? That means Graves having trouble getting his right arm loose. These guys are going to be exhausted.
Ooh. Barnaby getting his hands loose. This is one of the longer.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, they let him go.
Seen.
Barnaby doing all right. Graves is very tough, as we know.
Graves' right hand is all tangled up in his jersey and in his elbow pad.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens, but it's something when you have fighting, you've got to be careful of that problem. You see he wears that piece on his back from to guard from cross-checks and things, but his jersey should be tied down to his hockey pants so it doesn't fly up over your head and create a problem. Nice little conversation. Gentlemanly breakup.
Ron Finn tries to get Adam Graves dressed again.
They both want oxygen bad.
12 seconds into the third period, Graves and Barnaby get 5 minutes each for fighting.
Skated over and gave Graves it.
Huda.
Now we've got May and McRae are ready to go at it. The linesmen stand back and say, let him go. May and McRae are just shadow boxing at the moment. And now they get close and start to move in. McRae and May are firing punches at one another. They get off balance down on the ice. May gets back up. Oh, he landed a wicked left in there. McRae still has the helmet on. May is trying to get his arms free to get another punch in, but he's only hitting the helmet at the moment. McRae is standing back now. May got another pop up underneath. McRae tried, May got another one in. Now McRae comes back with a couple more. They're still hammering at one another. The linesmen stand back and let them fire away, and they don't want to get in there. As they continue to wrestle, now May chops one over the top, and another one coming the other one, another one, and another one. Down he goes. May smoked him with the right to end it. Laws was all set and started to fire punches at Ray before he got ready. Now Ray gets the sweater off and is trying to get back. Oh, he just corked him with a wild right and another one and another one. Whoa, Ray just hammered him. Now Laws comes back with one. Ray really unloaded with that right and is still firing punches over the top, and Laws trying to get in there as well. Out on the ice they go, and it's over. Whoa, did he get ripped?
Played his junior hockey in Niagara Falls. And once Rob Ray loses his equipment and his elbow pads, he is deadly. Of course, when that jersey's off, there's nothing to grab onto. That's a big advantage, of course, in a fight, because the fighters like to grab. Francois Leroux has a long way to fall at 6'6", 225 pounds. Rob Ray went after him in the corner and got knocked down and then ended up with the puck
for a great scoring chance. Now down goes Ray. Watch him get up and go to the front, and the puck comes to him right here. And there's no question what they're going to do. Watch the right hand by Ray. Oh, right on the button.
And May wants to go, and so does Reichel. May and Reichel drop them now. Here they go near center ice. May and Reichel are being given a clear path. They want to rock and roll right in front of the Colorado bench. And now May, May finishes him. May just creamed Warren Reichel. Whoa, almost a KO. May drilled the rights in there, and it was all over.
A crashing right hand from Brad May put Reichel down to the ice. And both players assessed 5-minute majors. But it all began as Reichel comes in from behind, and they continue their conversation. And then decide, well, okay, here we go.
Well, that was mutual consent.
Yep. And they knew what was going to happen.
Reichel even looked back at the bench to look at Mark Crawford.
Watch the right hand by May. Bill McCurry looks like a traffic cop up there.
Just get out of the way.
Oh, there it is.
Ouch.
That was it.
May and Langdon. May's last game it started a fight with Reichel just like this, and then May won it with 3 quick rights. There's Langdon saying, "Come on, we better start pretty soon here, and we'll be up till midnight." May throws right hands. Patience is important, John. You want to win? Well, I'll tell you what, he can throw those right hands. Now it's a different fight. Now he's going left. Yeah, he's tough, boy. Langdon hasn't thrown anything. His arm is caught. He's blocking him, but his arm was caught in the jersey. Now he's getting it loose a little bit. I'll tell you what, he took a heck of a right. It's some battle. He is a tough guy. The Rangers want some call here. I don't know what they were saying. From the bench, Messier very upset. They're talking to the referee about something. That May, when he gets that big, wild right hand going, he took care of Reichel with Colorado. He may have said L.A. earlier. I meant Colorado.
Now, here we go. We've got Ray ready to go with Domi. Ray and Domi are going to get it on over in front of the penalty box, and Ray hammering away at Domi, but Domi pops right back up onto his feet. He starts firing punches back again, and now Domi gets in. Now here comes Ray, and Domi trying to hold him off. Ray jams him into the boards, trying to catch up with him. Now he's got him behind. Now they start firing again. Ray and Domi are connecting with one another. They're hammering away. Now it's Domi with the upper hand momentarily. Ray trying to get an uppercut, and he lands a right and another right. Now Domi comes back again. They start to wrestle again. The officials just standing back and letting them go. Oh, and now Ray smacks Domi with another right. And the linesmen get in there to break it up.
Well, the heavyweights did not disappoint. He's just a punching bag. That's what Domi's saying. They're getting a chuckle out of that one. That was a beauty. Wow, there's nothing that saps your strength more than...
An excellent save though by Tom Barancio, as Burridge had great position in front of the goaltender. Here we go. Here's Barnaby now mixing it up back in the Pittsburgh zone. Barnaby and Ziebzik are trying to get their arms free to get some punches in there. Barnaby loses his hat. Now Barnaby kind of get his arm free again. They're firing punches at one another. Barnaby unloading on Ziebzik. Here's a backhand with a fury of rights. This one is over. And And Matt Barnaby still has his shoulder brace on, and he told me this morning that tonight would be the last game that he was going to wear it. And it certainly didn't bother him when that flurry of punches.
Bounce back in over the line as Ray got a piece of Daniels, and Daniels comes over and spears Ray. Here they go, Ray and Daniels. Oh, it's all over. Ray just unloaded on Daniels and dipped him with an overhand right. Game over. Remaining here in the first period. Still no score. This is Sabres hockey on the Empire Sports Network.
Puck. Ray bangs a couple of people around. Now here comes Daniels, and watch what happens as they track each other down. Daniels spears Rob Ray, and watch the right hand from Ray as he and
Kaminsky and Ray wants to fire them out at the blue line. Kaminsky and Ray. Kaminsky loses his helmet. Now Ray's got the shirt off and starts pounding away on Kaminsky. Kaminsky, oh, get in there, break it up. You can't let it go like that. Ray had him at his mercy. He just kept teeing off on Kevin Kaminsky. 12.5 remaining in the second period. This game is still scoreless.
In the punches. I would think Kevin Kaminsky might have him on his jaw. Oh, nice bag. Boy. Well, he's Ray.
He gets checked and hammered by Ray at center ice. Now Laws challenging Ray, and now they're starting to work in there and try and get some punches in, and we've got more than one. Rob Ray should not be fighting. His hand is just swollen. And he's going to try and go after Laws in any event, and the linesmen are not about to stand in. And Ray is giving himself up, folks, on this one, I guarantee you. His hand is an awful mess, his right hand, but he's still firing punches. Oh, and he ripped a right in there after Laws got one in. Ray still with an uppercut, comes back again. He can't switch hands. He'd like to go to the left, but he doesn't get the opportunity as they're at close quarters, and the linesmen get in there. A valiant effort for Rob Ray, who has a wounded paw. Buffalo on the board, but trailing by 2 here in the opening period.
In this hockey game. 5 of those shots generated on that first power play opportunity of the night for the Sabres.
Not a bad way to loosen up though, Mike. Get those shots on goal, get a little bit of rhythm going.
Rob Ray, Ty Domi. No surprise here. They both rank in the top 10 in the league in penalty minutes.
Oh, some haymakers were thrown in the early stages there.
Domi lost his footing on the sweater of Rob Ray.
Well, Rob Ray was joking about it with one of his trainers this morning. He was ready for Ty Domi. These guys are no strangers to each other or to dropping the gloves. A few words exchanged right off the face-off. They took the main stage just inside the Toronto zone, and there's Ty Domi discussing the next battle, I'm sure. Right of your screen there, 32 and 28. There's a little elbow to the head. Nothing too severe. But here's the words, the war of words starting. Here we go. Drop them and let's go. And watch some of the haymaks being thrown. 2 experienced guys. Domi gets off early, but you can see he didn't really land those first couple. He did land a couple afterwards, but Rob Ray knows how to get away from them.
Well, the Buffalo Sabres are the most penalized team in the NHL, and there are 3 of the reasons why.
Against Toronto, we get another scrap. They want to go some more. It's Ty Domi and Rob Ray. Second time, and Domi got the left hand going now. Linesman stay back, and the shirt is off. And Ray is going to go to work now.
He pressed the eject button, and the shirt came all the way off, except for his left hand.
Helmet off now. And boy, these two mean business. And Ray is a tough customer. I don't have to tell you that Domi is a tough customer. Now the linesmen are very close, and they're going to jam him apart.
Wasn't that fun, they're saying to each other. One thing about Rob Ray, when he ripped Domi's helmet off, there was no hair to pull.
For the 8th and final spot, which was owned by Tampa Bay, and Muller goes at it. Off the faceoff with Matthew Barnaby.
Well, they haven't missed a beat. They just dropped the puck, and Barnaby and Muller go at it. Barnaby's got the edge right there. As you can see, he's got Muller. Well, now he lost it. Had the sweater over top of the head, and that really would have put Muller in a big disadvantage. Barnaby, more penalty minutes than anybody else in the Buffalo Sabres. Oh, man.
He's connected twice. Muller is cut over the left eye, and Barnaby continues to dominate.
I'm surprised they're letting it go on this line.
Now this went from the end of the period. And both teams were disgusted at the play as the horn sounded. And Kirk Muller goes against Matthew Barnaby, who leads the NHL, and add 5 to his penalty minutes on the air.
Well, he's a feisty guy. Let's call him that. He had a couple of seasons in junior hockey where he had over 400 minutes in penalties. And he and Muller exchanged words right off the drop of the puck to start the second period. Right side of the screen at the top. There they go. No hesitation whatsoever. And Muller was the first guy to throw them off. So obviously words were exchanged there. That's what teed it off. Wow, folks, there were some rights and left hands thrown there. And I would assume Kirk Muller may have to get some repairs there over his eye. He was sporting a cut, and they'll want to...
We've got a third man in, and maybe a whole lot.
Gardner and LaFontaine first, and here comes May. May's got the puck, and he's going to shoot it in. And Baumgartner waits for him, and they both have talked about this because away they go. Now, if this isn't a fight, I don't know what is. But Van Massenhoven called it 4 minutes apiece for roughing. Gardner off the hook for being the third man in.
And to the jaw. And you'll see Gardner come in now, and you'll see the right hand there. Baumgartner is down. There's another punch. This is why Gardner leaves.
Baumgartner in there too. Here's how it starts. There's the shot that Baumgartner, solid check there on LaFontaine, looking to stir things up. And Baumgartner coming back through the neutral zone. There's another shot on LaFontaine. And here's, watch Brad May here. The gloves come off. He had the puck, and he was going towards Baumgartner. They exchange a few. Now watch Baumgartner will go down. Excuse me, he didn't step on the stick. There was a stick right behind him, but he just must have stepped in a rut because he went right over backwards, and that's when he was in jeopardy. Mike Gardner keeps
around, and there's no hesitation. And watch Brad May with the right hand.
And watch out for Kartner and Brad May on his face.
And they're ready to go. There's May and Kartner. They want to go at it. They're going to pair up now right at the Florida blue line. May and Kartner, who tried to go at it before. May sliding away with the right, and now coming back with the lefts. And Kartner trying to overcome him. May and Kartner down on the ice they go. Holy mackerel. Brad May just hammered a few rights in there and went to the left. And Kartner is somewhat the worse for wear. And Terry Kartner's a pretty good battler and a big boy.
Well, I'm going to say something. I think Brad May's the best fighter in the NHL. I don't think there's anybody that can fight as well as he does. And he just pounded Kartner.
When Kartner hit May from behind earlier in this period, they went to the penalty box and May was pointing at him. When we get out of here, I'll meet you again.
And there's the evidence. That was not blood from Brad May, but from Kartner, from a punch. Here they go.
Well, he was dancing on his toes.
As soon as the puck hit the ice. And was it the first shot that did it? Because May hit him early, and he hit him hard. Boom.
It's something going on the ice.
Jeff Odgers and Jason Daw, I believe.
Boy, there was some heavyweight hitting on that one.
Well, they'll check that. It's not Daw, it's Bugner. And both those two will sit down, and there's some blood on the ice, too.
I don't know how that developed. I don't think it may have started from that shot, and Odgers came in there and a little tap at the loose puck, but Bugner just jumped at it. They must have thrown about 8 to 10 punches each, and I think each and every one of those connected big time. And I think Odgers may have taken a pretty good shot there, but he appears to be okay. Or does he?
Somebody's cut.
Well, there's right there in the middle of your screen. That's just two guys looking at each other and deciding, hey, let's set the tone here right now, right early. And look at this, one right hand's going to come. That's the one that caught Jeff Odgers there.
Still going at it along the boards. Finally, play is called, and Kite and Ray, here they go. Kite and Ray were running to start firing them. Now Ray gets the sweater off, and Kite got one, and now Ray decked him. He absolutely decked Jim Kite with a wild right, and Kite is down and struggling to get back on his feet.
Well, he's in La La Land, and La La Land's about 6 hours from here. A huge right hand by Rob Ray drops Jim Kite. And Kite is one tough hombre, one of the better fighters in the league, but not that time.
Well, he's trying to learn. Look, he doesn't want anybody to know, partner, that he's been hurt, but they're trying to get him into the dressing room. He's having an awful time. Kite got the first couple of punches in, but then Ray came back with an enormous right, and it was all over right there. Right on the button.
Now the trainer coming onto the ice, I'd be very surprised if Kite goes to the penalty box. He should be going to the dressing room.
Sure. Yeah,
that's where he's going to go.
Corners, there's a lot of knocking and elbows going up a little bit. Here's Kite right there. He takes a run at Ray a little bit from behind, and here's the reaction coming off that, and both these guys are gonna. Kite seems to be getting the better of it right here. The jersey's gonna come off, and Kite is throwing. Now you're gonna see one right hand coming in here, and that's the one that ends it right on the side there of the left, and there was that big right hand coming in right there, and that's the one that connected. That snap.
By Finn, just wide of the net, and now the Sabres net has been knocked flying, and bodies are going everywhere. And now Barnaby comes over and takes a punch right in the head from Churla, and now Bugner is going at it. Bugner and Tardiff are wrestling out in front of the net. Bugner loses his hat, trying to get the upper hand. That's Bugner and Tardiff. Bugner, oh! He fired a right in there, and it's over. The linesman coming in as the boogeyman unloaded with the right. And that one is all over. This game is tied at 1 here in the first period.
In with the puck in the middle of the screen. Churla will bump Derek Plant into the goaltender Hattick, and the net comes off. And there were all kinds of things going on while that incident occurred. Barnaby, of course, got involved. And Bugner then fought Tardiff, and there they go.
That one came to a rather decisive end when the Bugner got a right free.
Now here it is here as he gets the jersey across Tardiff's head and then drops him with the right.
Just now announcing the penalties, and before play can resume, they're going to have to straighten out the goal situation in the Buffalo. That gets roughed up along the boards and gets knocked down back there, and now the lumber's coming up, and everybody goes piling in there now as it started out between Joseph and Plett, and everybody goes hammering in now looking for a partner, and Stoyanov and Bugner. Stoyanov and Bugner are ready to start firing punches in front of Bugner, the boogeyman, ripping in the right. Now Stoyanov coming back. Oh, they are trading wild right punches. Stoyanov and Bugner just flailing away at each other, hammering home. And the linesmen are standing back, waiting until they tire one another out. Stoyanov and the boogeyman ripping punches in there, and they're finally separated.
Stoyanov at 6'4", 225 pounds, acquired from Vancouver for Marcus Naslund, and you just saw the reason why, for toughness. But the Sabres, they may be not as big as the opposition, but they are not about to back down or give an inch.
That began with Derek Plant getting knocked down by Chris Joseph, and Barnaby, who was questionable whether he's even going to play tonight, immediately got involved. Here's Plant being taken and then knocked down by Joseph, and you'll see Barnaby come in here in a minute. Right there. And everything went down the drain from that moment on. And the boogeyman and Stoyanov squared off.
Well, you mentioned that the Sabres are certainly not going to back down. I'll tell you how much they won't back down. And it doesn't matter that they're much smaller than many of the other teams in the NHL. The Sabres are now leading the NHL by about 200 penalty minutes more than the next team, which is St. Louis.
That's right, Buffalo.
200 minutes.
200, that's incredible. Buffalo with a total of 1,848 minutes in penalties, and St. Louis was 1,661.
And counting as far as the Sabres are concerned. And keep in mind, the Sabres...
Largely a grappling session. And now, here comes Barnaby after Snow. Barnaby bailing away, Snow in front of the net. Here comes Triple off the length of the ice to get involved. Barnaby got up and went after Snow. And Triple off came the length of the ice. Toski is still wrestling with the linesman in the corner, and Snow gets back on his feet, and now he comes over. He wants after Triple-off. Here's Snow and Triple-off going at it. Down to the ice they go with Triple-off on top of Snow as they roll around. Meanwhile, behind the net, another battle is between Barnaby and Brindamore. Or where the net should be. Now Snow is firing some punches, and here comes Triple-off trying to get back on his feet again. Barnaby and Brindamore are still grappling. And now here comes Toski to get involved again. He comes over and the referee warns him away. Holler comes over in that direction. Here's Desjardins. Desjardins and Barnaby mixing it up. And now Barnaby behind the net and Brindamore tumble to the ice again. And the officials really have their hands full now. Barnaby and Brindamore are still trying to get their arms straight and toss some more punches, and now they get back in it again in the circle. This is like a three-ring circus as Triple-off and Snow are steered apart by the referee Wolcott.
I think we're back in the 1970s, partner.
Bring on the Broad Street Bullies and the Buffalo Bullies.
Well, you can see this coming. You can just sense it. Watching these two clubs, this game started slowly, and all kinds of little stuff was happening as the game went on, and it finally erupts.
Barnaby and Brindamore are still grappling along the boards. There is no official near them. But they may have tired one another out. Pretty tough to tell these folks apart. You got to look at their socks. And now here's Barnaby and Brindamore mixing it up again. Barnaby and Brindamore are trying to fire some more punches in right by the Sabres' door toward the dressing room. Well, there's a headbutt now. There's a headbutt by Brindamore on Barnaby, but of course you can get away with that in the league. We found that in Montreal.
Just ask Lyle Odelon.
Yeah. And Barnaby is being held against the boards, and Brindamore trying to take advantage by tossing some more punches underneath.
I think now they have everybody just settle down, at least for the moment anyway, but I have a feeling there are going to be a whole lot of folks who have played their last hockey tonight or fought their last fight.
Including the goaltenders. They're gone. And by this time, Hextall should really be
well, he'll be pumped now.
He's standing up on the bench. Trepelov and Snow got into it.
Well, the first thing they're going to have to do is just call this period and put the time on the next period because they'll have to sort all this out. And I think something happened to the clock. I thought that this started with 48.5 seconds to go, and it says 23.7 seconds, but that's exactly what's going to happen. The teams are going to be sent to their respective dressing rooms, and they will tack this time on to the next intermission.
It started out of the box, and away they go. And it's not an official fight until Rob Ray has been decloaked, as he has been.
He gets rid of all that padding and his sweater real quick.
Ray's going to head back and get dressed again, and Brashear also will head to the dressing room.
Brashear, though, fully clothed. Rob Ray, not. Didn't take them long, did it? Stepped out of the penalty box. Brashear went over to Ray, and as you see, put the stick into his ribs, and that was enough for Ray to say, all right, I guess it's time. Let's
are talking.
There they go.
Ray and Vial rematch again. They start slamming away at each other. Ray and Vial, just like pistols. Oh, Ray unloaded with the right. A haymaker by Ray. Fluffed Denny Vial. Holy mackerel. Bring on Tyson.
Don King somewhere down that hallway. A huge right hand dropped Vial.
Wow.
And those right arms were going like pistons, both of them.
They were both connecting until that last one.
Well, here they go. Everybody in the building knew this was going to happen. Watch the right hands that are thrown by both of these guys. Just awesome. Well, that was the first one. Here we go again. Look at this.
And then the biggie. There it is. Bugner picks up the puck in the corner, feeds it up the middle.
A little later on, it got chippy in the second period. These Toronto players were frustrated. Mike Pekka KOs Rob Zettler in the second period.
And then a little later, the fight of the night. Mike Pekka versus Rob Zettler. Now watch this shot coming right here by Pekka. Boom! And down goes Zettler. And down goes the Leafs. The Sabres baptize a new building with a 3-1 win.
And Cabaretchi grabs that one and hangs on. Oh, we got right point. Lee firing punches out there. Oh, and Lee is just hammering away. May is hammering. Stern. Now Stern comes back with a couple. Brad May was just drilling Reddy Stern. And finally it comes to an end. But one of the other Calgary players grabbed May when that fight started. And we'll have to see how the referee, Chick, views that.
Brad May still down on the ice, and they're signaling to the Buffalo bench. Stern got tattooed with a couple of early punches. I'm wondering if May didn't hurt his shoulder. And he is in some real pain as Jim Physicality is attending to the Buffalo forward.
I believe it was Gagne who jumped and grabbed a hold of May when that fight started, and then he backed off. May having a little difficulty getting
to his feet. Whatever happened to him did not come as a result of any punch, I don't believe.
Now watch May. He knows that he's going to draw a crowd. 3 players, and May starts swinging and ends up with Stern.
Well, that's Gagne, who grabbed him from behind.
Here he has Stern in some serious trouble, but Stern manages to right himself. And I think May gets hurt when he falls to the ice. Maybe threw his shoulder or elbow out when he was in the process of throwing some haymakers, but in any event, we will try to get a report as Stern sits in the penalty box, and Brad Mays
ends up going to center ice, and we got a battle going on. Ray mixing it up back at center ice. Ray and Domi are going at it, and they've had their moments. And the linesmen stand back and let Rob Ray and Ty Domi attempt to tee off on one another. As they just size each other up, Ray tosses a couple in, hitting the helmet, fires some more punches, rips the helmet off, and now Domi trying to come back. Domi hitting the helmet now, and here's Ray trying to get it. Whoa, and Ray got it right in. Now Domi comes back again. The 2 heavyweights teeing off on one another. Ray switches hands. Domi trying to get in close and hold up the sweater on Ray. And firing more punches. Now Ray underneath again. Ray and Domi tiring one another out as they just hammer away at each other. And the linesmen finally jump in and break it up. Whoa, heavyweight battle time.
Oh, why did they break it up?
Because I think the 2 of them were going to fall down.
Maybe that's right. They caught them. They caught Domi and they caught Ray. What a fight. My goodness. 2 of the best in the business duking it out in the neutral zone.
Well, this crowd was in a fever pitch right at the get-go in this game, and now they're really in a fever pitch.
Everybody on their feet here at the Marine.
Flattens them, and Bannister's down on the ice. Pekka done it out in front. Play is called, and then Pekka was knocked down, and now we got some more shoving. Here's Pekka firing punches now with Cross. Cross is 6'6". Cross and Pekka firing away. It's Ulanov, I beg your pardon, Ulanov and Pekka, as Ulanov took exception, and here's Pekka just drilling the lips in there. Ulanov trying to come back now. Pekka went down, got back up onto his feet, and they're still pounding, and another hammering right in there by Pekka. And the linesmen are finally going to step in, and Bannister is still down behind the net. And Mike Pekka doesn't fight very often, but he can toss him.
And Ulanov, another big Tampa Bay defenseman.
This morning, he's a little unsure about his shoulder. And he's about to test it right here. Here they go.
Green and May are ready to roll in front of the Buffalo bench. And May line fire to right, and down goes Green. That right just wiped out Red Green, and the linesman, sensing that Green was injured, jumped right in there.
Well, I think Brad May's shoulder is okay. What a thundering right that was. And Brad never had his left glove off, did he? Well, he does now, but a thundering right hand put Grieve down to the ice.
Let's give some credit to Grieve. He's back up again and goes unaided to the LA dressing room.
Wow. Here it is from the face-off. Now, they were talking before the puck was dropped. And that was the stunned, that right hand stunned Grieve right from the beginning. And then
they're just sparring with each other, so watch out here on this face-off, which will take place just inside the blue line.
Now the linesman Hodges is over chatting with the players on the ice, and the other linesman is over talking to the 2 coaches, or was over talking to the 2 coaches.
Again, Brown is just recently recalled from Fredericton. They're second in the American Hockey League in penalty minutes. And here they go. As soon as the puck is dropped, here they go. Ray and Brown are about to tee off on one another. As they go. And this one's over. Brown looked as if he slipped.
It doesn't matter. As soon as they dropped the puck, they were about to go at it, and they did, and it's over.
260 penalty minutes in the American Hockey League for Brown, 6'3", 200-pounder. Was the
partner here. This is the most energy the Canadians have exhibited, at least in the last half of this game.
Absolutely right. Didn't show anything else all evening. Very little. Now here they go. I mean, this was... There's a huge one in there. I didn't think he... I said he slipped. Yeah, that right hand put him down. There's Jim Physicality behind the Buffalo bench. I think it...
Very well. Here's Grimson and Ray, and Grimson instigated this one. So a little extra stuff here at the end of the night.
We saw this last night too, and I thought it was uncalled for in the last shift of the game, and we're getting again. And you know, Stu Grimson's been talking to this guy all game long, and Rob Ray is a strong guy. Stu Grimson.
Well, the way Grimson went at Ray, I'll tell you what, a lot of stuff had to be said tonight along the benches, because he really wanted Ray. There's no doubt about that.
The biggest problem for Stu Grimson is the fact that he doesn't get on the ice very much. Now, Rob Ray gets a regular shift. Hurts. Good punches in there, too. So Rob Ray has to skate by that bench all the time and yap. Stu Grimson doesn't get on the ice enough to maybe retaliate like he'd like to have. Pretty good fights, some good shots at both ends. I think there's blood on both competitors' compatriots' faces. Some great punches.
So the Reaper, Stu Grimson, cut on that battle, and you could call it a battle royal with Rob Ray.
Well, Stu, I think, got one over the eyebrow, but I believe May got one right in the nose. And the people are, look at that, they're even talking to Rob Ray, his own fans.
Ray, ahead to center ice, sends it off into the corner. In there first is May. May bumping with Terrien. Ray trying to pick it up. Kordick gives him a shove. They mix it up, and then Kordick drills Ray around on the boards. May trying to keep it in with his skates. He'll chop at it again. Ray tumbles in there. There goes Kordick as well. They all pile in there, and play is called. And Ray is right in the middle. Now May trying to get in on the outside, and the linesmen have their hands full as Bugner starts teeing off on Daniels. Bugner and Daniels hit the ice. Now Primo goes down, and the referee is yelling at them all to cool their jets. And now we've got Daniels firing punches at Bugner after they broke him up, and everybody piles back in there again. And the officials have no chance at this moment of breaking them up. This is a giant rugby scrum. Every player, with the exception of the two goaltenders, are threw a hat over them. They're all piled up in along the wall. That looked like it was all over until Daniels got free.
Well, we mentioned this line from Philadelphia. Kordick, Lacroix, Daniels. They've done the majority of the fighting. Kordick's been in 16 fights, Lacroix 15, and Daniels 11, and they're still going at it.
Now May and Terrien are all tangled up, and meanwhile here comes Snow. Snow comes out of the net, starts throwing punches, and here comes Hattick. Hattick going after Snow. Snow came out of the net and started firing punches. He'll be out of the game. Will Hattick be too? This giant wild thing going on in Philadelphia. It's the Broad Street Bullies action all over again. And the officials, the referee Van Massenhoven, is standing back and taking notes. Now they jam in along the boards again. That would look like it was all over, and then Snow came out of the net to get involved. And Ray goes back in there. He wants after Snow, as it was Snow, I believe, who nailed him from behind, and there they go again. It looks like it's all over, and then it starts breaking out again.
Well, the Sabres got to get Hattick out of there. This is where you really worry about injuries, flying skates.
Hattick is right in the thick of things. Well, Snow's got to be out of the game.
Oh, absolutely has to be out of the game.
Now here's Goalie mixing it up with one of the Flyers. They're all the way over at the penalty box. And I can't even tell who that is. It's either Lacroix, Daniels, or Kordick. Whoever it is has his shirt right up around his neck. So now here's Snow trying to throw punches again at the other side of the ice. And here comes Ray over after Kordic, who's still tied up with Daniels. Now Terrian comes over as well. And he'll grab Ray. And they do some more wrestling. Meanwhile, Kordic's shirt, I think, has come loose. It's not moored in his back anymore, I don't believe. And for the moment, at least, everything else has settled down. And May is being grabbed by the linesman Collins, who's trying to get him into the penalty box.
Well, welcome back to the 70s, folks.
Yep. Hasek is sitting on the boards over at the Buffalo bench. Dominic Hasek is now just having a rest. He's sitting on the boards. Snow is at the Philadelphia bench, but he should be in the dressing room where he will be shortly. Now Ray and Kordic again. And everybody else ready to start all over again.
Well, what was I saying about only 2 minor penalties called? I have a whole lot more than that now. I think these guys on the ice are going to be out of this game.
I got a feeling that the easiest thing for the referee to do is throw everybody.
Throw them all out. Well, they want to get him into the penalty box for now. And once they get him in there.
Well, now here's Kordic trying to get at Ray again, and the referee grabs him this time. Finally, Ray is in the box.
You talk about linesmen and earning their money. This is a terrible time for them.
Well, you get a pretty good lineup in that penalty box now. And we'll let the officials sort it out, and they won't do that in any heck of a hurry.
Firing punches with Ray. Ray and Ray with a thundering right and another one. Oh, he crushed him. Rob Ray with a right that came from way out in center field, and it's over.
What leads to the fight. And you could see by that picture, Rob Ray was going at it right away. Boom. Wow. There's the one right there.
The haymaker that finished it. But a couple more for good measure.
And he hit him again, right on the button. Wow.
New York penalty number 2, Richard.
Now they've
break loose. Rob Ray took Steve Webb's license plate number after he got knocked down. We warned you about these guys before. And that is Ray delivering most of the damage on Steve Webb. Brad May and Webb, Rob Ray and Barnaby, and you know, we'll get into it for the Islanders, of course, but Webb one of the more, or I should say Ray one of the more animated.
Center ice, here they go. Murray and Ray right at the Montreal blue line. Murray and Ray try to exchange punches, and oh, are they ever? Murray and Ray toe to toe, just hammering away at each other. Murray's lost his hat. Murray and Ray really teed off on each other. Now stand back to measure one another up to try and start throwing them again. And they're pretty good battlers who are well aware of how to fend off the other player. Ray getting another pop in there. Now Murray with an ineffective shot over the top. But the linesmen are standing back, and I think now they're going to come in as Murray and Ray do some damage on each other. That's worth all of 5 minutes.
Well, I think both of them appreciate.
In front of the net with Malcock and Odgers. Here's his comment in the paper. Robert Ray. Odgers gives him a little nudge. Dean Malcock gives you a hi, how are you? I don't know. He just wants to stir things up. But that statement, you'd have players on the defensive figuring he would take a shot at you, maybe looking to pick up an extra minor penalty for instigator by a Bruin. That with the score 4.
Through center ice. Here it is, over the line, and here they go in behind the play. Odgers and Ray are ready to whip at center ice. Chip Odgers and Rob Ray are exchanging blows, and now Odgers take and Ray with a piston light. This just drooling in there, and I can't believe the linesmen haven't got in. Boy, he
of that. Wow. Well, Odgers has a big nose. He has a bigger one now.
Oh, brother. I mean, he's willing to go with anybody. He's got a big heart, too.
Oh, absolutely. But he'll fight anybody and will not back down, but he got smoked with the right hand.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get it on. I don't know that Jeff Odgers was aware of Ray's penalty totals.
Well, in a moment here, they're going to really start throwing them, and Odgers is going to catch right there.
Boy.
Right on the schnozola. And this Buffalo club is so loose and having such a good time.
Buffalo penalty number 32, Rob Ray. Time 7:55.
So 12:05 to go here in the third.
I just got 4 or 5 rights in. And then Robert Ray got a couple in, and one that he got in.
Ray and Cairns are cruising back into the Ranger zone, and they want to go. They want to get it on. The linesmen are going to stand back and let Rob Ray and Eric Cairns go at it as they get in close, and Cairns and Ray starts pummeling away with the right punches. Now Cairns trying to come back. Ray and Cairns. Ray giving up about 6 or 7 inches, but he just hammering away at Cairns. And he's trying to line him up for another one, and down on the ice they go.
Watch this punch by Rob Ray. Boom. There it is. That did the damage.
Out of the net. Oh, jam away at it. A play is called, and now a punch thrown by Lacroix to get everybody involved. And then Platt came over and Dick Lacroix. Meanwhile, Ray is right in front of the net. He and Cordick are going at it. Snow is hanging on to the crossbar, and here comes Shields. Shields says, oh, no, you don't. I want to get a little piece of this action, and Shields wants Snow. Well, we've got everybody grappling, and Shields wants a piece of Bart Snow, but the linesmen get them apart. Meanwhile, Cordick is still wrestling with Ray. Nobody, I believe, has thrown any punches down, and the ice they go. As Ray pins Cordick with a body slam. And now Snow and Shields, and here they go. Now coming across the ice was May. Snow and Shields, the linesman trying to get them apart, and they want to go. Here they go. Shield firing punches at Carl Snow. They're having it right in front of the bench. Shields and Snow going at it. And everybody else is grappling, and this crowd is going bananas. Now the linesman will try to separate the goaltenders again, and Shields wants some more. Now this will only take about a half an hour to figure out.
It was inevitable, wasn't it? I believe that initial penalty was coming up to Cordick. May got knocked down in front of the net. And of course, everything just went to pieces from there. And Cordick is going to end up punching. That's Cordick on the left of the screen as he shoves a glove into the face of Rob Ray, but he will throw a punch.
Well, May decked Lacroix before that took place.
And of course, Snow is acting like he's not involved in it at all. There's a slam dunk as Ray takes Cordick down. Cordick gets 6'5", 235 pounds. Ray handled him like a sack of wheat and just threw him to the ice.
Well, it's been almost an 8.5-minute delay here, and as far as the penalties that were called, the only major penalties in all this were against the 2 goaltenders. And Teddy Nolan talking to somebody over there on the Flyers bench, it looks like. Teddy Nolan was a feisty player, and he looks like he's talking to Woody, the assistant coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, Keith Acton. You know what? He's giving him a height thing. Yeah. These guys battled, I know, in the American Hockey League in their careers back in the early 1980s. Keith Acton played for the Nova Scotia Voyageurs. Teddy Nolan for the Adirondack Red Wings. Teddy probably tell him, I wouldn't have fought you because you're only this big. Oh, boy, is this great stuff. Matthew Barnaby just loving it.
Security's always been an issue for us here, like any other company. But since we've grown, it's gotten tighter. We're not proud of it. We don't brag about it. But you never know who the hell's going to walk through the door.
I got a delivery.
Can I see some ID, please?
Well, my hands are kind of full right now.
He said he wanted to see some ID, You don't know how crazy people can be out there. It's dangerous.
Next time, have some ID. Hey, Rob. Hey, Coach.
You can't be too careful.
Rick Bowness thinks, listen, there are guys on this team who just aren't going to get a lot of goal-scoring opportunities. And if you've got a game under control and a wide-open net, why not give somebody a chance for a free one?
There we go.
Well, one thing about Rob Ray here, his jersey will stay on.
Boy, he just took a couple of left hands, too.
I think it was his mouthpiece that came flying out. Webb tagged him a couple of times. Ray returning fire, but Webb has more than held his own here with one of the heavyweights of the National Hockey League, and Ray finally drops Steve Webb and claims victory.
Wow, I think if he made contact with that uppercut, it had to hurt Stevie Webb.
I don't know if it was a chin strap or a mouthpiece that came out.
Well, the challenge was made and answered as Webb goes back. I think the early part of that exchange, he's a little dazed. Yeah, look at him. He doesn't want anybody to think so, but he is, as they try to get him to the locker room. But I think that uppercut made contact and hurt him. Steve Webb, let's watch from the start. Now they're talking. You see, well, I'm ready. Let's go, he said. There's a little jab to confirm the fact I'm sending you the invitation. So, of course, Rob Ray doesn't need anybody to invite him more than once. And right there, 1, 2, 3 maybe. And then this uppercut. That looked like it hit him more in the ribs. And look, of course, the sweater's over his head, so it may have caught him. It looked like when he got the sweater down, like it caught him in the left, around the left eye. And it was a hard punch thrown.
And here's a fight. Right off the bat, May and Marshall! And Marshall goes down, and May keeps hammering him. Now they want to go again. May and Marshall, they start teeing up on each other again. May and Marshall, wild swings at each other, just cranking away. May and Marshall still whipping punches at one another, and finally it comes to an end. May and Marshall just wound up and teed up on one another right off the face-off. And they'll both head off. 5-1 Dallas.
Marshall and May. May getting in the early shots. Marshall getting right back up. Now they stand toe-to-toe. Marshall's lathering him. 3 lefts in a row right on the button. Marshall put him down. May came right back up. They're flailing away at each other at the Buffalo line. Marshall and May swinging them, and May is hurt. May is really hurt. Well, he couldn't hang on anymore, and I don't think it was from the punches in the face. I think it was his arm. He's had shoulder problems the last couple of years, and when you grab on and you have the other guy trying to get away, things pop out of place. That's what happened to Patrick Cote of the Stars, and that's why he's been out for a little while. That came right off the draw. 5-1 Dallas. Fights and everything in this one. Lots more to come from Reunion Arena in a moment on the Dallas Stars.
Ray, here they go. Ray and McSorley. They start tangling back at center ice. Rob Ray's first fight since coming off the injured list. Ray and McSorley wrapping one another up inside the Buffalo blue line. McSorley got a punch in. That didn't land much. So far, they're hitting each other on the helmet. But they're still trying to get their arms straight and pop some good ones in there. Ray got one in, and so did McSorley. Ray and McSorley have moved out near center ice now, and they're still hammering away or trying to hammer away at each other, and now they do. And holy mackerel, Ray got McSorley
Two of the best fighters in the league, and they're both enjoying that. Marty McSorley and Rob Ray. That was a long-running punching duel right at the Buffalo blue line. And of course, Rob Ray, penalty minutes. And he's going to tack on 5 more for that brawl with Rob Ray. Now, it began at the Buffalo blue line, and they didn't go very far.
No.
Well, he threw a ton of punches, but both of them are such good fighters that they know how to protect themselves, too.
Well, they got the neck, and when the punch is coming to pull the head out of the way. And just a great example of how to handle yourself when you have to drop your gloves in this league by both players. 30 seconds and counting as the fight continues.
I'll tell you, that was a long one. By mutual consent, they decided that the linesman should step in.
Now Ray and Domi are ready to go on it. Here they go. Ray and Domi firing punches away. How many times have they done this? Domi got Ray's sweater up over his head. Now Domi lost his helmet. Ray, I believe, still has his on, but Domi starts firing punches. Ray trying to come back, trying to get the sweater off his head so he can start tossing punches back again. Finally he does. Now he starts coming away with the right. Ray and Domi smoking each other with the punches. Now they hang on and the linesmen get in there.
Well, two of the best in the business at duking it out. Ty Domi and Rob Ray. Now they have been going at each other like that for years, folks. And that was a dandy.
As you look at Reichel, because Rob Ray for the Sabres and Paul Cruz for the Islanders are throwing haymakers.
Boy, they both landed, Howie. They both stunned each other with a right hand at about the same time.
Ray probably feels overdressed right about now.
Yeah, his left shin guard is almost, the sock is almost off. But Paul Cruz and Rob Ray, I believe it's one of those comedy routines. Although this is not comic, it's serious. They both seem to land a punch at the same time. Both right hands. His hand looking for some, oh, he's hurt himself, I think, or is he just tired?
I think he hurt. I think he
hurt his hand, and
he shook that hand right away after he peeled away from Ray.
Yeah, I think he has hurt his hand, but I think he took a pretty good punch too, as so did Rob Ray. They both fire. They can both throw them, but
And work the Islander defense. Rob Ray, his job is to try to stir things up, and boy, he certainly did that. He wrecked Cruz on the top of the, or on the forehead or the top of the helmet. A tremendous right hand, a glancing blow. And Cruz had trouble getting back up to his feet.
Well, they each get 5, and deservedly so.
Going now, and Terry Ryan again. Yep. Oh, and he's rapid fire with the right hand, driving away. My goodness. He has Barnaby going, and just about gone. But he comes back. Well, the coach told me this morning that he was going to let Terry Ryan see plenty of ice time tonight. We have to see what he can do. This is his second major.
And Barnaby saying, don't come in, don't come in. Look at him saying, I don't want you to come in here. Let us keep going. What a great fight that was.
These last 3 seasons, left-hand side of your screen. They just dropped the puck. They knew they were going to go. They just waited for the linesman to let the puck go. Now, Greg, here's what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, Barnaby saying, don't come in now. Don't come in. Let us go. Let us keep going.
See, Gauthier had his hands on them, and that's when he yelled. Matthew Barnaby
took it away from him. We're in the final minute of the play. Barnaby, empty net. Can you do it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do it. Wow, Mom, what do you think of that? 3 goals from your Sabres are going to take a 2-game lead to Montreal.
And the hats start coming down. There's the son to the mother and back again. She can't believe it. Timing is everything. What a day for her to be here in this building.
You know, I don't know if you're a Sabre fan or a Canadian fan or whatever, but when you look at this picture, on this particular day, isn't this something? 3 goals from my boy. Not bad.
And he got him 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yes. A natural hat trick. Let's look at number 3.
And he was pretty cool as well. A little dipsy doodle to his backhand. He just shovels it home, and then the reaction by Barnaby.
And a very ugly performance up to this point by Buffalo.
Now there's a fight right off the bat. Ray firing punches. And Ray drops his check right at center ice. Morissette. Ray with a thundering right ended it for Morissette.
Well, we predicted that one because Morissette and Rob Ray and Matt Barnaby were chatting with each other in the pregame skate. And Rob Ray wasted little time, and that's exactly perhaps what Buffalo needs. Something to spark them to fire them up. And Rob Ray dropped Morissette on a face-off inside the Buffalo zone. The two players obviously agreed to duke it out. They did, and Rob Ray, a thundering right hand, caught Morissette flush on the chin and put him down.
Safe to bet they'll each get 5. And festivities will resume.
Going way back inside the Buffalo line. Ray getting into it with Domi. They start exchanging punches. Down on the ice they go with Ray pounding away on Ty Domi. Well, that's probably battle number 100 between those two.
Well, Ty Domi with 19 penalty minutes coming into tonight's game. He's the only Leaf who is in double figures in penalty minutes, and Rob Ray is in the box for Buffalo. Ray, 28 penalty minutes coming in to tonight's game.
Here they go again. Domi and Ray. They've already gone once, and now they're going to go again. Domi and Ray firing punches at one another inside. Now Ray switches hands, and so does Domi. They're trading punches, wild punches inside the blue line. Ray and Domi just tee it all. Another wild right by Ray. Down on the ice. Oh, brother, it's over.
Well, they didn't do it right the first time, so they thought they'd go again.
Practice.
Oh, boy. That was a dandy. Two of the best fighters in the game going at it. They better check their hands. They got 4 sets of knuckles that are going to be pretty sore. What a way to make
up with the puck. Patrick forces it ahead. Ray comes over and bounces Domi again. And here they go. Ray and Domi shoving away. Out at center. Primo comes up with it. Ray and Domi are still nose to nose. And a penalty to Domi. And now there'll be one to Ray. And now Chris King comes over. And now they all pair off. Everybody except the 2 goaltenders are doing the little dance at center ice. And Domi and Ray come squirting out of that scrum. And they're both going to get penalties, and they can say hi again tomorrow night.
Actually, Ty Domi had the initial penalty for popping Rob Ray as he punched him, and Ray wasn't going to take that, punched him back, and of course that's when King jumped Ray from behind. Yes, folks, this story does continue in less than 24 hours at Maple Leaf Gardens tomorrow night. We'll be on the air with the puck drop at 7:05. Rob Ray, Ty Domi meeting once again, and they started talking to each other and pushing. This continued up on the Leafs blue line, and the penalty was called on Ty Domi for taking a swing at Ray, and Ray punched him right back, and then Chris King jumped Ray from behind. So we'll wait here until they get this sorted out with the penalties.
It should be easy.
Yeah.
Skip all the penalties.
Yeah, sure. Throw everybody in the box, right?
Down now, Allison. Now we got Bonvy going at it with Ray. Bonvy and Ray, and another fight breaks out on the other side. Cruz is hammering away at Smolik. Cruz and Smolik going, and Ray and Bonvy, a two-ring circus. Cruz hammers a right in there. Here's Ray and Bonvy trying to exchange punches. Meanwhile, down on the ice goes Smolik. He tries to get up again, but down is Bonvy as Ray applies the coup de grace.
And it was Paul Cruz and Doug Smolik who paired off after Rob Ray and Bonvy began.
So by all intents and purposes, they probably are out of the game.
Now the second altercation is a game misconduct. Boy, there were some dandies thrown by Smolik and Cruz. And Rob Ray, some thundering punches on Bonvy.
And then they won at the end, and that finished it. That overhand right. Kaboom.
And the linesman, as soon as Bonvy went down, immediately signaled to the bench he needs help.
Smolik and Ray. Rob Ray just planted one on the kisser, and Bonvy buckles. Rob Ray lets him go. He realizes two linesmen are in the fracas, and earlier, or at the same time, Cruz and Smolik tugging at each other. Smolik goes straight down in a tough situation, is able to get back up.
By Bannister, they'll get in front again and cleared up the middle, and back comes the lightning, and Verada and Bannister, there's Tucker and Verada going at it in behind the play. Verada exchanging punches with Darcy Tucker. They're hammering away at each other in the corner. This came after Verada was pulled from behind by Bannister. Verada and Tucker, and they're still going at it back in the corner with 6 seconds left on the clock. And now the linesmen get in there to break them up.
Now that was a spirited bout with Verada. Tucker was a little bit surprised perhaps that Václav dropped his gloves, but Verada can look after himself, thank you very much. 6.2 seconds to go. Verada waves at the Tampa Bay bench.
Ray looked like he wants to make something happen, and Grimson's not going to go with him quite yet. Now
How'd you like to be in between those two right now?
Well, Grimson's got the right hand free, and he's got the reach.
Yeah, at 6'5", Stu Grimson's got tremendous reach. Rob Ray knows that. I'm sure these guys have tangled many times before. So Ray wants to keep it in tight, but Stewie using that right hand pretty effectively there.
Now Rob Ray trying to stir things up here for his team.
There were some simultaneous contacts.
Yeah.
I think they both popped each other on the chin there at about the same time.
Now it looked like Rob Ray may have dropped the gloves a bit earlier than Stu Grimson.
Well, right off the face-off, they were jawing, and they were jawing the last couple of shifts out there. Stu Grimson had a hold of his stick and never let Ray's stick go at all. Right from the time the puck was dropped, it started to go back into the Anaheim zone. Grimson, I'm sure, was talking to him or just waiting. There it is. The play moves on. They don't move on. Yep, there it is. Okay. Yes, no, yes. Here we go. Oh, Rob Ray connected with some early ones there that I didn't notice. It's a lot better look when you see the camera up close as compared to where...
Connected with a right hand, and Cote hit the deck. .9:33 remaining here in the second period. A huge right hand deck Cote.
He went down like a sack of potatoes. A huge punch from Rob Ray. And of course the Sabre bench loves it. But they trail 2-1 here with a face-off coming up to the left of the Nashville goaltender.
Well, he also had a battle after the play came to an end. Primo had the original penalty, but then Vichot and Cruz got into a spirited battle in front of the Buffalo net. This is the two of them just teeing off on one another, and Vichot got one in early, and then Cruz came back and one another. Cruz will chop it to the line, not get it out. Patrick back after it, and Domi and Ray, here they go! Domi and Ray back at the Buffalo blue line. Here they go, firing punches at one another. They're still trying to smoke one another. They both lost their helmets. Ray gets one in. Now Domi, Domi went down. He gets up again. Ray and Domi letting it all hang out. Wild punches at one another. Now they get in close, and the linesmen get in there. Holy mackerel!
Well, when these two guys go at it, they just absolutely throw atomic bombs at each other. And they both got tagged, but the best punch, though, was thrown by Rob Ray as he staggered Ty Domi. And you could see this coming. Of course, Buffalo trying to change the momentum of this game. Lindy Ruff talked about this factor this morning between these two guys. This is one of those stories within a story. And of course, these two guys have tangled twice before this season. The first game of the year between Buffalo and Toronto here at the Marine Midland Arena. Now back in the penalty box.
It's round 17, I think, in their careers.
I think more to come.
Oh, yes. I can remember Ty Domi was playing for Winnipeg, and Rob Ray, of course, was here in Buffalo. Boy, they had some monstrous battles.
Oh. Well, these two guys, I mean, they find humor in this, though. That's the amazing part.
Penalties 253.
Is a sizable creature, I'll tell you later. And these two guys are now firing long bombs. Down the ice goes Eric Cairns. So Eric Cairns found the Sabre cruising for a bruising.
Well, an absolutely wild fight between Paul Cruz and Eric Cairns of the New York Islanders. And Cairns is 6'6". Paul Cruz a little bit shorter than that, but boy, I'll tell you, he put Cairns down.
Yeah, but he got Eric down to size.
Yeah, he sure did. I think they both had fun. That one, as Cruz gets up smiling. Both are in the penalty box. 5 minutes each for fighting.
Peterson and Grandpierre, here they go! Grandpierre just hammering away on Peterson. Oh, get in there, break it up. They're going to have to break it up. He's eating them alive. Grandpierre just reaming away with rights, and finally the linesmen get in there.
Well, that was a unanimous decision for Jean-Luc Grandpierre as he absolutely battered Peterson of the New Jersey Devils. He hit him with so many rights, he was begging for a left. But Peterson moved the puck into the zone. Grandpierre did a great job of positioning himself, and the two players grabbed each other and then started to swing, or I should say Grandpierre started swinging. And both players 5 minutes each for fighting.
He threw some bombs.
Matt the Brat Barnaby, Pittsburgh's most agitating weapon, the pest of the league. Rob the Razor Ray, 3,000 penalty minutes under his belt, the most feared man in Buffalo. Old friends and former teammates. But now, when they meet on the ice, it's war.
Here they go again, firing punches at one another.
Spread the word around. These bad boys are back in town.
Well, we know that Ray is getting a penalty, but I believe Barnaby is not going. Or is he? Yes, he is. He's going as well. Whether the penalties will be even or not, I don't know. But Barnaby and Ray colliding, and everybody was anticipating that would happen yesterday afternoon in Pittsburgh. It did not. But the fireworks start here midway through the first period in Buffalo.
He was getting the initial penalty for high sticking as he got Rob Ray up in the face area, and then Rob Ray dropped his gloves and hammered Barnaby with a punch. Ray gets 4 minutes for roughing, Barnaby 2 minutes for high sticking, and the Penguins have another power.
Penalty is over, and the Leafs come up and look at Puck. Talk about timing, out of the penalty box, and he nailed the Leaf player hard.
No idea that Peck is even going to be involved in this play, and look at this. I think Ty Hurt saw him at the last second and got down a little low, so he didn't take it standing up as straight as he might have, but it was a thundering body check.
I think his enthusiasm reaches right out through the radio and grabs you in, brings you in.
Well, May and Carrion are all tangled up, and meanwhile, here comes Snow! Snow comes out of the net, starts throwing punches, and here comes Hattick! Hattick going after Snow! Snow came out of the net and started firing punches! He'll be out of the game! Will Hattick be too? This giant wild thing going on in Philadelphia! It's the Broad Street Bullies action all over again!
When something good happens on the ice, whether you score a goal or a big fight, it's almost like you'd kind of race to get to the room to replay the tape just to see how Rick, said what was going on and narrated it.
And Ray goes back in there. He wants after Snow. It was Snow, I believe, who nailed him from behind, and there they go again.
It's been mentioned to me by people, let's say people in high places, that I shouldn't make fights sound so excited. And I said, well, you don't say anything like that about goals. You don't say anything like that about big saves or big hits. Only about fights.
Here's Ray and Bonby trying to exchange punches. Meanwhile, down on the ice goes Smolik. He tries to get up again, but down is Bonby as Ray applies the coup de grace.
And if it's bothering you that much, then take fighting out of the game. Don't blame me if they start fighting. I didn't tell them to fight.
Meanwhile, Portick is still wrestling with Ray. Nobody, I believe, has thrown any punches down on the ice. They go.
Sounds like he was going to have an aneurysm, for God's sakes. I was worried about him sometimes.
The puck is leveled by Rasmussen. What a check behind the net, Eric Rasmussen.
Here's Markov hitting the Buffalo goal.
Oh, Woolley leveled him. And to add insult to injury, it's offside.
Pick it up and bring it back.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to pray